Alrighty, what's up YouTube? Just want to do a little review on this snowy day of my 2023 Polaris Sportsman 850 Ultimate Trail Camo Edition. Just enjoyed helping out the neighborhood with the snow plow, cleared a couple houses, and figured it was a good time to just do a little walk around, discuss last 3 years with this guy. Only put a measly 230 miles on it. Work has me on the road a lot, but I do enjoy it whenever I get the chance to actually take it out. So, being that we've had it for a little bit of time, just did the 25-hour service, just hit 26 hours on it. Thought I'd just take some time to talk about it. So, as far as the ATV goes itself, I'm coming from a 2017 Polaris Sportsman 570 with power steering, the EPS model. And nothing wrong with that one. Just I'd gotten my dad an 850 and said, I really like this thing, and boys with their toys, I had to get myself one. So sold the 570, upgraded to the 850. So as far as it goes for a utility quad, not the biggest guy, I'm not the smallest guy. I'm about 5'10", 195 pounds. This thing absolutely rips. It's a monster. If you're trying to get the front end up, you definitely can. I'm more of a trail rider, scenic routes, don't want to get injured, lose days off from work, so not a racetrack guy, definitely don't beat on it, but she's got loads of power. Great acceleration on the low end, even in the mid-range, and even once it's topping out, this thing has some serious power and speed to it. Not going to be disappointed with going with an 850 utility versus something like the 850 Scrambler. Now, as far as it goes for utility, I do really like this setup they have with storage and the utility racks. They leave you plenty of room to use their lock and ride system, and if you're like me, you like to bring some stuff along with you when you're riding, the fact that they have the under rack storage in both the front and rear is pretty awesome. I always carry a first aid kit. I've come across a crash before. I'd rather be the guy who can help than the guy who's going to throw it on YouTube. You've got your Polaris toolkit, wintertime, got my ski hat. I just keep a little lock safe with me, throw the wallet in there just so I know where it's sitting while I'm riding. And if you're four eyes like I am, I've got a glasses case just so I can swap out from my sunglasses to my riding glasses or regular glasses. Super easy to undo. You just do this lock here, that lock there, and you have pretty immediate access to the battery. Now, when I say immediate access, it's pretty immediate, but as far as actually getting the battery out, if it dies, you're going to be going through a couple different pieces of, well, I guess not pieces, but tools to actually get the battery out. I wish they had done a little bit better of a job with that. I actually just replaced the battery because she died after not riding for so long. It happens, but yeah, it's a little bit more of a job than I'd kind of like to see for something that simple. Other than that, though, just did the 25-hour service like I was talking about. I'm not going to go into tutorials about that. I'm not even going to post videos about that. Bottom line, I'll give it to Polaris. Thumbs up. They do a great job on YouTube of posting videos of how to do oil changes, filter changes, fluids, service, post inspection, maintenance stuff, you name it. I'm an average Joe. I have my tools in my garage. I try and stock accordingly for the things and the toys and the power vehicles that I own, and I'm able to do most of the service on this with what I purchased at like a local Harbor Freight or Home Depot, or maybe something you bought on Amazon. Doing the oil change definitely took a little bit longer than what, you know, Polaris shows. I mean, these guys are qualified mechanics. I'm doing it on my garage floor, but yeah, it's not too hard of a job. A little bit awkward down there with the skid plate protection, but easy enough in the grand scheme of things. Now, as far as the front diff oil, that was a little bit of a job. I think it's like 15-20 bucks from Polaris. They have their little funnel system with tubing, so you can just throw fluid right back in there. I didn't have anything at home, so I just ordered that, and now I have it forever, and I can do that next time I have to without any type of hesitation or head scratching or headaches. So fair enough, easy enough to do. Air filter right under the seat, same thing, easy enough. I do it every oil change, let them breathe. After every ride, I also just take some time to power wash, kind of watch the electrical, but make sure everything's cleaned after every single ride, get the mud and the gunk off, and make sure your radiator's gonna stay nice and cool. They do tend to overheat if you get too muddy, things dry up, cake up, and you don't take care of that. So don't want to be stuck on the side of the trail. Unit itself, 4-wheel drive system is great. I was even able to plow today with these tires and 2-wheel drive, besides putting it in 4 just for some uphill stuff. Compared to the premium model, this is a different tread pattern. It does really well around the neighborhood when you're dealing with snow. Does really well with the trail riding as well. I don't do too much, rocky stuff. Try to avoid it. Just beats you up as a rider, and then on top of that beats the machine up. But these tires definitely handle them a lot better than even my dad's 850 just premium with that kind of standard ATV style tread. Utilities, when it comes to this guy, the Ultimate Trail Edition is what I meant to say. It comes pretty well stocked with accessories. You've got your rear bumper, the upgraded tires, front bumper, and your winch. Came with synthetic rope. Go ahead, drop a comment. Let me know what you think, synthetic rope or the original metal cable. I'm kind of indifferent at the moment, especially because most of the time I'm just using it to plow. Added the hand guards. I just like some added protection. I also think it's got a little bit meaner of a look. And I added the heated handlebars and heated thumb from the factory. Or I guess when you say from the factory, the dealer did the install, but that's Polaris OEM. It's not overly expensive in the grand scheme, and then they'll kind of back up their work, and I think they get nice and warm and toasty. If you're using this to hunt midwinter or in the fall, you don't even really need gloves. That's how warm they get. So when you're towing that 8-point buck behind this thing back from miles in the woods, it's definitely nice to have. I like that they have the options here for a 12-volt plug. That's pretty neat. And then also right here, a little tough right now, but I'm guessing heated helmet or some type of Polaris accessory. I don't know. If you know, go ahead, drop a comment. Cup holder. I'll tell you what, bouncing along even on some trails that are a little bumpy, I've left my Gatorade in there or water bottle. It doesn't go flying down the trail, so I guess it's a useful little thing to have. And then rear utility rack. I'm pretty happy with it. I'll carry some stuff. It's neat they got the indents for the 5-gallon buckets, and then you do have additional storage back here. I just keep a tire repair kit, patch kit. I'll throw some drinks back here or a sandwich. Only thing with this storage area is the exhaust is sitting right there. So if you bring a cold cut sandwich, your bread will be toasty. It does get pretty warm back there. As far as the display goes, no complaints at all. I really do like, from an ATV perspective, what it gives you for data. Like I said, not many miles, 230.8 to be exact. Using your overspeed button for reverse or the override, that'll just cycle through your trips. Voltmeter, engine hours, service, so that's time until service. Total time, engine, so coolant, RPM, miles an hour. When I'm riding, I like to keep the coolant there just so I can kind of keep an eye on how things are doing, if she got kind of bogged down with mud or anything like that. Mode, not going to go through it, but that'll just change anything you want for data as far as like temperature in Fahrenheit versus Celsius, miles an hour versus kilometers an hour. You can change your clock, things like that. It's all straightforward and right in front of you. The big game changer on this thing though, and especially their snowmobile products, was that 7S display. It's a 7-inch touchscreen display. Using Polaris Ride Command, you're able to uplink a route that you picked, give yourself turn-by-turn directions. I do not solo ride. It's just not something I'm comfortable with, so I can still read a map, work it out with friends, find my way to and from where I'm going. But once you get into the more complex systems, snowmobile trails, things like that, it's a pretty neat option to have. I know they have them on the ATVs now and the snowmobiles, so definitely thumbs up to Polaris when it comes to the 7S. Fuel tank's right there, fuel fill. easy enough access. Yeah, overall, I'm super happy with this. She's got a lot of speed. She's got a lot of power. Great for trail riding, great for utility, great for the, you know, the hunting community with the camo. Like I said, coming from a 570, there's definitely a jump in power management and just handling. She's a little, I guess you could say, loose in the turns in the front end. So when you're getting used to it, just kind of manage your speeds when it comes to a turn. Like I said, that front end will also come up if you're a wheelie kind of guy, even for utility. So she's definitely got some beast-worthy power in her. Yeah, I'm overall very happy with it as a product. I'm pretty happy right now with Polaris as a brand. We'll be back with a review on my snowmobile. It is currently in the shop with a engine issue, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when I get some more details, but that is about a year old. So I'm hoping that that's handled correctly and properly as a pretty loyal customer. So don't want to rant and rave about that. That's going to be a review in itself. But yeah, great ATV if you're a Polaris guy, or if you're looking to come over from a different brand. They do have a good product. The power steering is really neat. And even this plow system, yeah, it's super easy to hook up, super easy to use. You've got mechanical angle. It just locks right in with these hooks. And using the weight as you lift it, those teeth or hooks kind of lock into the frame, and that red handle right there is how you lock those teeth. Pro tip: you're doing the neighborhood or walkways or working with it, carry some needle nose pliers, carry a screwdriver, and maybe a little hammer. That is your shear pin. If that guy pops out or you hit something, that plow is going to be all loosey-goosey. Got no way to lock it into place. So just buy some extra shear pins, have those couple tools with you if you're going on long rides, plowing, or anything like that. You don't want to be stuck. If you happen to own the upgraded version of this and you have the power angle system, drop a comment. I'd love to hear if you thought it was worth the upgrade, especially at that price point. These things are not cheap anymore. When I first got into Polaris, this plow was, I think, like 400, 500 bucks. Post-COVID, we know how the world is. I think it's like 950 now. So like I said, definitely it's worth it if you got long driveways, things like that, but keep an eye out for those cyber sales. I think this was like $300-400 off on a Cyber Monday sale when I purchased it. So thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Hope it was helpful as an average Joe and average ATV owner review of a product, and look forward to seeing you on the channel again.